Monkeytainment TV presents Donald's upgrade path. The work done is by Hado and Ari because they are awesome and in deepest memory of our great Snow. That is for all the hero skill works they've done. So let's check out Donald. Donald is in Generation 17 the hunter hero, we already know that, and of course now we have his true skills. So the first skill is every 4 rounds deals a certain amount of burn damage to enemy infantry and riders, active for 2 rounds. Only enemy infantry and riders. That will be important to remember later on. The second skill is every 2 rounds deals around 54% hero skill damage to burning enemies. Remember, skill 1 that deals burn damage, and the second one deals hero skill damage on top of burn damage, but they need to burn. And the third one is more or less independent from burn, but that will be more detailed. So let's check out what happens when we enhance it and when we level it up. So if you enhance the first skill, the really important part is that the burn damage is to all enemy troops and not only to rider hunter anymore, and additionally deals burn damage to all disarmed enemy troops, both active for 2 rounds. You can level the skill up, but let's focus on the enhancement. So the second skill enhancement is additionally deals 50% hero skill damage to bleeding enemies. So far we have no bleeding on Donald, so there must be something connected to it. And the third one is just stacks up to 4 times for a maximum of 17.6%. So your first priority should be skill enhancement 1, and that mainly because it is changing from focusing burn damage only on enemy infantry and rider to all enemy troops, so including also hunters. And by that it also boosts what the second skill does without enhancing it, so that is why recommendation is fully on the priority 1, skill 1. And now we have the struggle that the second recommendation can be seen in both areas. It depends on your build ups and whom you connected with. So that recommendation on the third skill as priority 2 is that you have a generic damage increase, and that is really undependent on whom you put Donald's in a combination. But it can be also the second skill, and the second skill is additionally deals 50% hero skill damage to bleeding enemies. But for that recommendation you need someone as hero or as Tempest Arm that generates bleeding output. So it heavily depends on what you want to focus and whom you connect. So there are heroes like Lan or like also Leon who can provide bleeding, but you need to focus and check if that is what you can afford and if that is something you have and want to use. So if you follow this first recommendation about that, you focus and prioritize the third skill, so the more generic damage output over everything else, then you have of course only the second skill to enhance as last one, but that is again depending on how you want to play it, how you combine it with other heroes. And if you want to follow the bleeding part, then of course the generic damage output on the third skill enhancement will be your last priority on the skill enhancement. About skill upgrades, that is heavily depending on if you have enough material for it.